We counter evil spirits
Baba,
of
you said in your
negativity.
word.
Go out and never, never, ever enter this group again.
Now I'm a drinker.
Whoever's your enemy is my enemy. Whoever's your friend is my friend.
Can I ask about the racist remark?
You were just a substitute.
Your lips are huge.
Good day, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today we are discussing Real Housewives of Durban. Yes, so Real Housewives of Durban have been interesting so far, and they are always giving us something to talk about. It's just a wonderful watch. So for this episode, it was titled "Let's Pray," and from prayer, so that they can be united during this trip. You know, from last episode, we saw what's the name? Jojo promising that she's taking them on a trip. So they actually went for this trip on this episode. So before I start giving all the juicy stories in this episode we need to discuss, like there was a lot of drama, so much. But please and please subscribe. Yes, please subscribe. I'm begging you, please subscribe to this YouTube channel because I'll be here to give you the gist, and the gist never ends with lover. For this episode, we should discuss everything that happened on this episode of the Real Housewives of Durban. I don't know. Yeah, so before I start discussing everything that happened, so I want to talk about Mbali. Mbali is like a main cast on this show, and she has been absent. Like 3 episodes, Mbali was not there. And I start to feel like Ram would have been a cast, that it would have been better they made Rowan a cast, or probably Sane, instead of them being friend to the show, because they've been consistent on this show more than Mbali herself. It's just so frustrating and annoying. And I think I said this in other episodes of this show that I did, that I have this feeling that Mbali will not be coming for another season, because I don't understand this absence and the rest. So away from Mbali, let us go into the drama proper from this episode of the Real Housewives of Durban. As though with the issue from last episode, yes, and Sane's, Sane had been drama on the show. She came, and the way she started with this cast was not so good, and it has actually affected our relationship with them, because nobody wants to relate with her, and things they found about her online and those accusations. So I guess this thing actually make all of the cast on the show kind of want to just stay away from her. And I feel Sane, I don't know, it's not smart of her, because you have so much information that does not make you be a good person. Like these accusations are like, they are heavy accusations, which she should have just come to this show and use it to correct her name, use this show to actually make people understand that, okay, I'm a better person. Even if you are not a better person, just pretend to be one. Then you came to this show to come and showcase that. It's not like she did not do well with that. She should have used this show to actually make people see her on a better light. But she came and she started throwing tantrums and the rest. So it was bad, and it actually affected our relationship with the cast on the show. So the fact that Sane attended that Maria's event actually made Annie and Sorisha to they left the event without wanting to have anything to do. So this episode is titled "Let's Pray," and because of how the former event ended, the ladies were ready to get to have a wonderful moment at Nonku's trip. I forgot the name of that place itself. So they want to have a wonderful moment, and they took themselves in 2 groups. So that for Nonku, she had this prayer session, including her mother, Rowan, Jojo, and the rest. So they prayed and they wanted a wonderful event. But to me, I'm like, these women are a joke, because they always have issue. They like, God should come down, because they have issue. And the other ones went for this Reiki something, that is Sorisha, Annie, and Slee. Yes, so the 3 of them, they went for this Reiki. Every member of this show just want to have wonderful moments during Jojo's trip, and they utilize different spiritual methods they kind of believe in to kind of cleanse themselves, come pure-heartedly, and just want to have a wonderful moment. So that was that for their preparation to this event. And now the trip proper. Also from the former episode, we what's the name? Jojo promised Sorisha and Annie that she won't invite Sane to the trip. But despite them, with the heart-to-heart conversation they had, and how well Sane had actually kind of she cried and tried to make herself no, I won't say make herself. She, with the way they had this conversation with Sane, this like Jojo and the other cast of this show was able to see a better side of Sane, and I feel like they kind of Jojo cannot just say no to her because of having she had a conversation. But I feel Jojo should have actually kind of make Annie and Sorisha know about Sane coming, but it was not even a big issue here because, and for me, like having to see that Sane will be going on this trip now, like I kind of predicted that okay, Sane will be the trouble. Everything will be around Sane because okay, Annie don't want Sane around. Sorisha is avoiding Sane with any way she wants, but I feel Nonku made everything to be around her. And we know Nonku have always been a drama. Like Nonku has been drama. In as much as I always applaud Nonku for carrying this show, yes, like we will always applaud Nonku that Nonku is always doing a lot to carry this show. She's always giving content. There are always social issues. There are always like interesting things that will come from Nonku, which we make this which always make this show to be something to talk about than the rest, and that's why she has been on this show since, and it has been like that since season 1, 2, and now. But in as much as I'll give her this credit, Nonku always still take deliberate efforts to steer drama, to cause unnecessary issue among the cast of this show. Yes, she did that again this episode, and I feel this season itself she started that because the issue we had in this episode with Jojo and Slee and the rest all started with Nonku, and I think I've always just said this so much. So that was that. So they all went for this event, and the issue they had now, it's now helicopter. So Jojo hosted them, she took them for this trip and the rest. But what's the name? Sorisha flew Slee and Annie in our helicopter to the place. So upon getting there, Jojo, I was even thinking maybe they wouldn't get there before Jojo because Jojo used a car to the place, but Jojo was there earlier than them. So it was interesting that Jojo was there earlier, but it was so funny that Jojo intentionally did not warm up to them because she saw they flew in helicopter. Is that jealousy I smell? I'm only asking. I'm not saying she's jealous. Yeah. So she upon seeing them flying in and the rest, Jojo was not. So I felt like Jojo should have kind of welcomed them, tried to ensure they get their own and the way, but it was not like that. And she claimed she was doing all of that because she's also on this trip to just stay and relax. So everybody should just enjoy themselves and should not be like be serving anybody. So everybody should just be there to relax and enjoy. It's understandable. Then so that was that, and everybody came. Sane came with Maria and Rowan. So it was like their coming was cool, but Jojo did not make it. I said Jojo, Nonku did not make it to the trip that day, so she came the following day. And I earlier said that the helicopter issue was a major issue for this episode because now there's the argument that why has Sorisha decided to fly a helicopter with Slee, who is new to the group. And I feel like these people forgot that this season 2 Sorisha flew with Jojo, who was new to the group too, and it was not an issue. Jojo did not see that one as an issue, but now because it's Slee, they want to see that one as an issue. And I don't know why Jojo what's the name? Jojo is just on and on and on with anything Slee. I feel Jojo is also an attention seeker, and she just feels threatened by Slee's presence on the show, or Slee joining this group, and the fact that Slee is being accepted by every other cast of this show, because she has and I don't know, Sha. I will always blame Nonku for this Jojo and Slee relationship and how it's not so good. But I still feel Jojo is not supposed to always be like the way she is. Anything that has to do with Slee, she is always having issue with that. I want to highlight on this episode is also the way what's the name? Jojo is being fast tagged a drunk because of her relationship with Nonku. We know like the second episode we actually had we saw how Nonku was struggling with drinking and how she was in denial of the fact that she's a drunk. But it's so bad that Annie especially, she's fast labeling Jojo a drunk just because she's friends with Nonku. I don't think it's a good one for them for That's from Annie's side here. So that's that for that. Then Nonku's grand entrance. Okay, so there's this conversation about Jojo and Nonku's relationship being fake. So now I have this question, like, is that friendship fake? Though from the previous season, I could remember that Nonku and Jojo did not really share a good relationship. But this thing, I feel the filming just started with them maybe like just 3 months and the rest. So these people could have actually become friends after the filming of the last season, and must have developed this friendship till when this filming starts, and they could come and project that on this show. So I will not really say it's fake this time, because it's not like maybe it's surround their life 247. We only see for that probably few months they use in recording. So for me, I will not really say it's fake, but yes, that's for that. That's all I'll say about that. So I will not assume that friendship is fake. Then Nonku's grand entrance. So Nonku came the second day. She was there and she flew in too. Then Nonku flying in it was an exciting one for Jojo, seeing Nonku there, and I think Maria did not want. As much as these people actually prayed so much about this trip, they were still kind of, like, say, intentional about avoiding drama and all of that. So this, when Nonku got to the place, like every other cast of this, except Slee, Sorisha, and Annie did not warm up to Nonku. And for me, it is understandable that these people did not warm up to Nonku. Why? For Annie did not share good relationship with Nonku. Like, we know that right from season 1, season 2, and even this season, they don't have good relationship. So it will be fake to see Annie running down to that place to just go and like, oh, Nonku, you're here. So, and we understood Annie, that Annie is someone that she's never scared to say her mind and just to act anyway, the way she wants to. Though I'll applaud the fact that she had stopped. She is not as mean as she used to be, or she's not mean. She has actually, I guess maybe this show has actually impacted on Annie to an extent, because the very first 2 episodes, Annie projected herself to be a mean person, someone who is like, she projected herself very, very bad. But this season 3, she had actually come to correct that, project herself in a very good light, and she's keeping up with the script she has decided to play. So I don't know. For me, I don't know if I would say maybe it's a script for her, or she has been able to realize her mistake and worked on herself and become a better person. So talking about Nonku coming to the trip the following day, so it is understandable that Annie did not go with her. They had to leave that place. Then for Slee and Nonku did not share a good relationship, and it would be fake to see her go and hype and do all of that. Yeah. For Sorisha, I feel Sorisha had actually understood that Nonku is a messy person, just with the way Nonku kind of threw Slee under the bus the very first night she met Nonku. She met Slee. So I feel Slee, what's name? Sorisha just had to take her side, and like she just had to pick a struggle by standing with Slee. So it is understandable that they did that. They just had to act as if they're not aware that she was there. Then the other people went to hyper and the rest, and it is cool. It was wonderful that they did that. But Slee, after Nonku got to the tree, so there was this part where Nonku and Jojo had this conversation about what had been happening so far, and Jojo talked about how she was not. So for me, I felt Jojo pain that she was not part of she was not part of Sorisha's helicopter, because she was complaining to Nonku that she could have gotten it, but she's building her house and the rest. Like, she was pained to an extent. Yes. So that was it, Sha. But I don't know. That was that, and I feel it's Sorisha's decision to decide who go with her. So yes, that was it. So they had this dinner after all of this, and during this dinner, Nonku, being a messy woman, she came to just scatter everything. And like, they had this dinner the very first day, and it was a cool one. There was no drama, everybody. And I think one of Sorisha's confessions, she was like, this was the very first time they went live for dinner, and they all had to just eat and have a wonderful night. So just because of Nonku was not there. So this second dinner they had, Nonku was there, and Nonku just brought everything to the table just to scatter everywhere. So the very first issue they had was Nonku questioning why Sorisha decided to fly with Slee. So for me, I don't see that one as something reasonable, because I feel it's Sorisha's decision to decide who she's flying with, and I do not see why Nonku is feeling entitled that Sorisha was supposed to pick either her or Slee. Yes, either herself or what's the name, Jojo, because it's Sorisha's helicopter, so she will choose who she wants to fly with. And I'm still saying this thing that Jojo and Nonku are always having issue with anybody that is relating with Slee, which is a very, very bad one for them. It's a bad one for them. I'm so sure they had issue with the helicopter issue of the helicopter stuff, all because Slee was part of Sorisha's helicopter, which I feel they're just being dramatic. Yes. So after they had that issue, I like the fact that Sorisha stood her ground. I was like, and Sorisha was even nice that she said she intended to even take Nonku, but she found out that Nonku is also flying through the aviation company, so she had to just replace her with Slee. I like the fact that Slee was there to Slee did not feel bad, and because Slee was there, and she was like, she's aware of Sorisha's decision, because to the extent Nonku was trying to make Slee feel bad that she was second choice, but Slee was like, yes, I know I'm second choice and I'm cool with it. I actually like the fact that she did that, and she not really let that get to her. Then they also have this Annie and Sane's issue. So the person who was bringing all of this issue to the table was Nonku, because Nonku because Sorisha and Sane have been avoiding themselves so far on this trip. No, Annie and Sane have been avoiding themselves throughout the trip, but while they were at that dinner, Nonku brought up that topic, and it was something they just have to address. So for me, the comments which Annie is accusing Sane of making, I just feel like it's something Sane can do, and it's just an opinion, because the way she attacked people that night, she attacked Slee, she attacked London. So she can, for me, with that what she projected herself to be that night, it will make many people, including someone like me, to believe she made such remark. It's just necessary she should just actually probably just take back her word, or maybe apologize. And Annie will always have issue with her. So they have so much drama, so much to talk about. The trip was so much. And for the next episode now, we saw a situation where we saw Nonku going back to Slee and telling her they've been friends and now they are apart. Like, Nonku needs to just pick her as struggle. Nonku can always be there, and she can always be here and there. Because I don't know, she needs to pick her struggle, and this is not the first time she's coming back to tell Slee to come and make apologies, and even after this apology, she will still do the same thing to Slee. So for me, I just hope Slee did not fall prey into this would I say manipulation. I don't know if that actually equates what she's doing, or is even just too much for what she's doing. But I just hope Slee just let her be. Yes, Slee should just let Nonku be, because Nonku she's messy. Yes, in as much as she's carrying this show, yes, she's messy. I like the fact that Sorisha kind of stood her ground, and she did not really allow them to push her around. She was like, I decided not to fly with Jojo, I decided to fly with Slee and Annie, and that's my decision which I've made. And it was a wonderful one to see her do, because before there's always been a different case where she will always apologize, and she will always cry, and all of this issue will always be one thing they will always push her around. But this time around, earlier in this season, what's the name? This season's tagline showing saying like she's not just always nice. Yes, so this time around she's really showing the unnice part of her. And this part of herself is not as if like she's not nice. She's just standing her ground. She's just owning up to she's just standing her ground. That just describes it. So that's that for this episode of the Real Housewives of Durban. Please subscribe. Yes, please subscribe. Thank you.